Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and I wanted to make this video just because there are a bunch of things we have to talk about and different topics. I mean, we have to talk about a little bit more La Superliga. A lot of people are asking me about La Superliga, what is going on right now, because over the last 3-4 days we haven't heard almost anything about La Superliga. So some people are thinking that all the stuff with La Superliga is done, is over, and it's not that way. Let me tell you. Now, the second thing, we have to keep talking about Kylian Mbappe and the signings for the future. As you know, over the last days, to me, in my opinion, there was a turning point after the defeat of PSG against Manchester City and all the criticism that Mbappe has been receiving in France. And in my opinion, this is, of course, something really helpful for Real Madrid, because every time a player don't feel comfortable in a team where he's apparently giving everything he got, it's very normal that he feels kind of disappointed, and then he decides to move on and, you know, change and sign for another club or something like that. And of course, we will be talking about that game against Chelsea, where to me the most important consequence, or the most important thing we have to speak about right after that game, it is the exhaustion and the tiredness that the players at Real Madrid are showing right now. And that's why I think that tomorrow against Osasuna we are going to see a very different lineup, because there are a lot of players that really need to rest. So, and I don't know if I'm missing something, but maybe we can talk about Eden Hazard and how are the players feeling right ahead of the clash, the second leg against Chelsea the next Wednesday, I think. So yeah, let's just start with the stuff with La Superliga, man. The European Superliga. I normally say La Superliga just because it's a Spaniard word, and I'm more comfortable with that. But it's, yeah, the European Super League, the project from Florentino Perez. I mean, we haven't heard in a while about the Superliga, but it doesn't mean that this is over, man. I told you, I think in one of the videos, every single team that wants to jump out of La Superliga has to pay about 300 million euros. So although all these official statements that some of the English players have been releasing, saying sorry with apologies and all the stuff, it doesn't mean that they are out. Actually, they are in, and Florentino Perez confirmed that point, because if they want to leave, I mean, if they want to jump out of the ship, then they will have to pay about 300 million each. So it's not that easy, man. And to me, in my opinion, Florentino Perez is now still working on it. The problem is that UEFA is not helping at all, because if you think about it, UEFA is a kind of monopoly within the soccer spectrum, and is one of the last monopolies in Europe existing right now. So to me, La Superliga is going to be another competition for them, and that's why they are feeling super upset and shaky, because they don't really know what is going to happen, and they don't know. They don't want, like Florentino said, they don't want to miss their privileges, because they have a lot of privileges. Actually, the president of UEFA, Seferin, and also most of the president of the domestic leagues organizations, like for example Javier Tebas in Spain, they raise actually their salaries, while all the clubs, all the companies in Europe are actually implementing a lot of pay cuts, because they cannot afford to keep paying the same salaries to the players. You know what I'm saying? So that is the best proof to show that these organizations are very corrupted. And the other thing is that you cannot hold a monopoly forever. So to me, La Superliga is a big challenge for them, right? That's why they are fighting back La Superliga, because they don't want it at all. But in my opinion, it's much better for soccer, and of course it's much better for fans, because we want to see quality games, quality soccer, quality football. So in my opinion, that's why all of us, all the supporters, all the fans, we should support soccer, because if the numbers don't add anymore, man, you have to fit them in whatever the way. I mean, the thing is, if you get all these super big clubs like Manchester United, Real Madrid, Chelsea, FC Barcelona, I mean, based on the numbers of audiences that these teams move around the world, man, every single time they play each other, they play against each other. For example, the other day, Real Madrid Chelsea got an audience of about 1.5 million people. I mean, paying per view, paying per viewing that game. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of money. So there's no other way for soccer to survive other than the Superliga. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, to recap with all these things of La Superliga, in my opinion, Florentino Perez is still working on that, so it's not done yet at all. To me, La Superliga is still alive, and Florentino will try his best in order to keep La Superliga alive. So let's move on a little bit and let's keep talking about Kylian Mbappe and also Erling Haaland and all the signings that might come up to Real Madrid. There are three names in the air right now. The first one, of course, is David Alaba, which is about to sign the new contract with Real Madrid. I think I told you yesterday, David Alaba will sign for the next 5 seasons in Real Madrid and will sign the contract actually next May. So it's about 2 days ahead. So it's almost done, and it's almost, I mean, it's very close now to become a new Real Madrid player. Everybody knows that. It's not official though. I mean, they have to make the official announcement, Real Madrid and also David Alaba. I don't know what is going to, when is going to be the presentation of the player, but I think it's going to be very soon. I think though, maybe when the season is over is the best moment, because right now Bayern Munich is still playing, Real Madrid is still playing, and that would be super disrespectful if we present to David Alaba as a new player of Real Madrid when he is still playing for Bayern Munich. So I think that they will wait for the end of the season and then, I mean, announce or present to the player as a new Real Madrid player. Okay, so David Alaba, Erling Haaland. What is going on with Erling Haaland? Sorry, because a lot of people out there are asking me, okay, what is going on with this guy? Because we haven't heard in a while about Erling Haaland. Okay, right now what we know regarding to Erling Haaland is that the club, Borussia Dortmund, doesn't want to get rid of the player this season, and actually they want to keep the player until the next season, maybe 2022, right? But the problem is that from Erling Haaland perspective, apparently he's not okay with that, and he actually wants to leave this summer. I mean, there's only one reason why I think he would extend one more year his time in Borussia Dortmund, and is the qualification for the Champions League the next year. I mean, if he gets the qualification, if Borussia Dortmund is able to qualify for the Champions League the next year, I would say then that Erling Haaland might stay one more year in Borussia Dortmund. But of course, now with all these rumors and speculations regarding to the Norwegian player, I would say that this guy is very willing to change the team, to sign for another club. Of course, Real Madrid is the best place, is in the best position to sign him, of course, because it's the only team actually that has the funds, and of course it's actually the only team that can afford a player like Erling Haaland and also the Kylian Mbappe at the same time, right? But yeah, we haven't heard in a while. We haven't heard in a while regarding to Erling Haaland, but the reason is because I think that he is waiting to see what is going to happen with the qualification, if Borussia Dortmund gets it or not, because they are 1 point behind the positions that gives you or delivers to you the possibility to qualify for the champions. And then let's move on and let's finally talk about Kylian Mbappe. As you know, over the last 2-3 days, Mbappe has been under fire all the time just because the defeat of PSG the other day in the Champions. There are a lot of people in France grilling him, blasting him, criticizing him with no mercy. And I mean, it's not only him, but also Neymar and Keylor Navas as well. And to me, this is obviously good for Real Madrid, because every time a player feels bad or feels uncomfortable or receives a lot of unfair criticism, they want to leave, man. And Mbappe is not an exception. To me, if Mbappe feels that nobody wants him anymore in PSG, and also he's messing and flirting with Real Madrid a little bit, then he might say, okay, I'm done here. I probably change my mind and I will play for Real Madrid. I think that even before that game, he was thinking in changing the team and signing for Real Madrid. But now this is kind of accelerating the process in order for him to sign to Real Madrid, because of course I don't think that he was really thinking about to leave right quick. But now that he's almost eliminated from the Champions, I think that he's going to accelerate everything and try to sign for Real Madrid really quick. So I don't know what is going to happen, but let me tell you something. The other thing is that Al-Khelaifi has been, well, not Al-Khelaifi, but apparently according to some newspapers, for example in Brazil, TNT, they are claiming that Al-Khelaifi might be launching an offer for Lionel Messi. It's a very crazy, insane offer, but apparently Messi wants to stay in FC Barcelona. But the thing is that the bottom line is that if Al-Khelaifi is looking for, is tracking, is monitoring the market, is because he thinks, or he's assuming, that Kylian Mbappe might leave this season PSG and sign for Real Madrid. You know what I'm saying? So from a Real Madrid fan perspective, I would say that we are 100% okay, and there is like 95% chance for all los Madridistas to see Kylian Mbappe playing in Real Madrid the next season. So very good news regarding to the signings and Kylian Mbappe. Of course, let's move on and let's talk a little bit more about what we have now in hand, which is the game tomorrow against Osasuna. As you know, it's a very important game right after the defeat of FC Barcelona yesterday against Granada. Completely unexpected because they were winning the game. Actually, they were playing very good, but finally they lost. And yeah, I mean, it was a surprise for me because I wasn't even watching the game until I listened that Granada was, I think that it was the first goal, it was a draw 1-1, and then I turned on the TV and then I started to watch the game, and finally they scored the second goal, and I say, oh my God, it finally happened. So now we have more, chances to keep fighting for La Liga, because of course now FC Barcelona is behind us with the same points, but behind us. So we still have to keep fighting and waiting the failure of Atletico de Madrid. I think it's tomorrow, because they play against Elche, I think. So if they fail, if they cannot go through and win the game, we might be ahead of them right after this weekend, and we might top the ranking and top the standings of La Liga, which is very good. I mean, the good news here is not just about that we are in the fight for La Liga. To me, the most important here is to highlight the fact that we are fighting for La Liga and also the Champions with multiple injured players, with multiple problems, struggles all around, and that is the merit, man. That is the most important thing that Zinedine Zidane has been managing all these months, because it's not very easy when you are losing players all the time to be able to build up a starting 11. If you are missing, for example, one day to Carvajal, the other day to Sergio Ramos, the other day Rafa Varane, the other day Hazard, the other day is constantly, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanna give a lot of credit to the work that Zinedine Zidane has done in Real Madrid so far, because he has been able to put to Real Madrid in the fight for both titles, for both or the two most important titles. So that's why, to me, this is the means and the I don't know, man. It's to me it's very important that he was able to do that, because I was hoping that we were going to be out of the fight of La Liga, of course, but now we are on it. So we are in the race to win La Liga as well, which is very important for us. And tomorrow, okay, if you ask me tomorrow, what I'm expecting is that Real Madrid will revolutionize completely the midfield. I don't think that we are going to play with Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. I think these guys needs a rest, needs a break, and of course I think that Zinedine Zidane will not use them again in the starting 11. We probably see though to some of the youngsters from Real Madrid Castilla, maybe, I'm not sure about that. But of course the most important for me is that tomorrow Eden Hazard, for example, he has a lot of chances to play tomorrow, because if Vinicius Jr., like it happened against Betis, Vinicius Jr. started from the bench and then he was in the starting 11 against Chelsea. Okay, so to me it's gotta be the same. Eden Hazard might be in the starting 11 tomorrow and then start from the bench against Chelsea, because I don't think that Zinedine Zidane is going to put him in the lineup against Chelsea. To me, Vinicius Jr. is the first option for Zinedine Zidane. But to recap all the information, to summarize, man, tomorrow we have to win. It's a very important game. It's one of the most difficult games. We cannot miss another chance to keep fighting for La Liga, so we cannot mess it up and win tomorrow and see what happens. So now let me know your thoughts about that. Just comment in the section below, and of course subscribe to this channel, Real Madrid Hub.